If you know anything about me, you would know that I am obsessed with making videos about things you did not know were in Bloxburg. And in today's video, I will be doing the season finale of all of the things from all of the videos that you did not know were in this game. So if you are too lazy to go back and watch my 6 previous videos, sit back, relax, and watch me go over every single item and thing that you did not know was in Bloxburg. Starting off with a very easy one, which if you didn't know this, I would be very surprised. But there is a secret door in Bloxburg. You can find this in the doors catalog all the way at the bottom, and you can open it and it will lead to your secret lair. Nothing so secret. You could also just walk around. Next, there are custom emotes in Bloxburg that you have to access through the catalog. So if you go to your wardrobe and press customize character, this is just a random outfit, don't mind it. Then you press this little body icon and scroll all the way to the bottom. There are a bunch of emotes that you can buy. And then once you buy them, you can click on yourself and press emotes and they will all show up there. That's how, if you're wondering, I have this cool emote that I'm levitating. That's where I got it from. Then once you buy it, you can press emotes and they will all show up here. I have quite a selection of them. I love them so much. They just add so much customization to my avatar and they make some pretty cool intros and outros. So if you drink the ultimate hot sauce, your head will catch on fire. Trigger warning, it's hot and it burns. So only do this if you can withstand the heat. And then eventually it'll be put out after you run around in circles. You can sit on this hay bale. You can find this in the decoration catalog. Pretty simple, but nice little detail. There is a new Bloxburg channel, which is Santa on his sleigh, sleighing away. Get it, guys? Because like,
sleigh. You know?
And you can also change the volume, which I don't know when they added that. I'm kind of noobish for not knowing that was there, but which is helpful because if you don't want to listen to it being very loud, you can just make it 0%. In the new Christmas update, you can now shovel snow. There was a new snow pile that was added, and if you take this snow rake thingy-badingy and press use, it'll start shoveling it away. And this takes a little bit, so play the elevator music. Boom! It is now gone. It disappeared into the abyss. Along with that, you can actually make snow piles by going on the snow and pressing use. Ah! A brand new baby snow pile. Welcome to the earth, baby snow pile. And then you can go in build mode and delete this. Similar to the snowman, if you did not know, you can actually make snowmen in Bloxburg. So if you press make snowman, it'll start rolling up this ball. Just walk around until it gets to a certain size. Then you can press place and then you take another one, doing the same thing over again, and then place it on top of your other snowball. Then take the final ball, which will be the snowman head, and voila, you have the snowman body. But it does need some details. So if you press decorate, it'll charge you $50, make some cool explosions, and boom, you have a new bestie. I'm not so lonely on this planet anymore. And if you didn't know, you can also sell the snowman and make some money for it in the catalog. It's much more worth your time to just go work at Pizza Planet or something, so I don't recommend making a billion of these of selling them because that's gonna get you nowhere. When you kick this soccer ball into the soccer net, it makes a really strange sound effect. Listen. Oh wait, they changed the sound effect. It used to be something different. Well, I guess I'm learning something new every day too. It used to be this weird noise like, goal! And it was really annoying and obnoxious. So that has been changed. The cheesecake is honestly a really basic item in Bloxburg, except when you take a portion of it and boom, there's little cherries on top of it. And I just think this is so cute. And this applies to a lot of the foods in Bloxburg, is that they can look really plain and basic, but then once you take a portion, there's new details, and I literally love that. Co-optus and Froggy Hops don't update the game that much, but when they do, there's lots of details and I appreciate it so much. So this one is just me being dumb, and a lot of you probably know this, but the reason plants disappear sometimes is because if you don't water them, they die. And I did not know this for the longest time. So if you're struggling with your plants just disappearing into the abyss, it's probably because you need to actually take care of them. We're actually gonna take this beautiful flower right here and we're gonna place it inside of this watering can. And voila! Cute little aesthetic moment going on here if you didn't know about this. On the diving board, the jumping house, and the trampoline, you can actually do flips in the air. I mean, look how cute that is. And we can jump over here and do some more flips. Wee wee! And if you're wondering how I put my trampoline inside the floor, it's because if you take the resize tool, you can actually resize it to whatever scale you want it to be. I could make it massive, or I could make it really tall and skinny. Another thing in build mode, if you recolor these paintings right here, you can actually change the color of the splot or splash inside of them. So if I wanted it to be a neon color, I could. If I wanted it to be a more pastel color, that's also an option. You can place the fridge, a stove, and a microwave inside of the cabinets, which are available in build mode. You can resize these bowls to make them really big, which I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but if you like eating a lot of food, maybe that's helpful for you. You can also recolor plates and bowls that have food on them. Like here, I've painted it a very bright and annoying purple. You can make cars float in Bloxburg. I actually made a TikTok about this and it kind of blew up, but I thought this was really fun to do with friends, is if you drive up these ramps and then jump out of your car mid-air, voila, it's levitating. I'll put the TikTok that I did on screen now, but this was a lot of fun, and honestly, you could do this for hours and I would still be entertained by it. You can close the umbrella in Bloxburg, which therefore then makes this tree shape. So if you color it green, you have a new variety of tree in Bloxburg. You can actually close the picnic basket by pressing use, and then all the food just disappears. When you eat a grape, it takes one grape piece at a time, and I just love that detail because a lot of the other fruits like the banana, you literally just shove in your face and that's it, which is not realistic. So it's nice that at least you can do that with the grape. You can actually get rid of the water in this bird bath. I'm not sure why you'd want that, but it kind of looks like a new little table or something. You can also close shutters, so if you don't want people peeping into your little house, no more kids saying, "I want money, please adopt me." When you turn off a candle in Bloxburg, it actually just turns off the light and you can still see the little wick. I think that's what it's called. Let me zoom in so you can see in more detail. Oh, not that that's important at all, but you can pick up plungers and then beat people with it. I do not recommend this. You might get banned, just in case. Self-protection. When you do your laundry, there's actually multiple ways that you can put it away when you're finished. You can place items on these stools that you can also sit on, and you can pick up the paint bucket and it will shake around in your hand. I just really like the mechanics of this. I think it looks so cool. And then you can place it back down when you're done. Speaking of when you're done with something, when you're finished using this kite right here, which I'm not really sure how I'm flying a kite in the snow, but whatever, you can actually just press stop down here and it will roll the kite back in instead of just pressing the X button where it gets rid of it, because now you have to wait for it to respawn. And then speaking of respawning, when you read a book, it actually takes the book from right there. And in the new update, it'll be put in your hand and then you have to press use in order to read it. And then over time, it'll respawn right here next to your other books. You can actually take a pizza slice from this pizza box, and I'm pretty sure this is a newish update, which I was not aware of, but it does cost you $6. But you have some moldy and old pizza and then eventually it'll respawn. And you can also close the pizza box, which looks a lot better than it being open because, ugh, look at that. If you receive a gift in Bloxburg and you open it and receive it, you can actually place a few of the items down wherever you please. This is new because you used to have to specifically place things in build mode, but now you can do it while walking around in Bloxburg. Like if I wanted to put a cup right there, I can now. Free will. You can also pick up the presents in Bloxburg and place them on top of each other. Like so, if you watch my beautiful placement skills, look at that. That looks like it's about to fall, but shh, it's okay. There is a way to get free Bloxbucks if you're lacking in that department. When you're in the clothing catalog and you press the small little green button, you can actually buy an item for your avatar in Bloxburg. Then, once you've done that, Bloxburg will pop up with a notification awarding you 37 Bloxbucks. And depending on what item you get, if it's more expensive, the more Bloxbucks you get. If it's less expensive, the less Bloxbucks you get. It's pretty self-explanatory. When you put something in the oven, it actually lights up blue to let you know that it's still cooking. And then once it's done, it'll start flashing green so you know it is ready to take out of the oven. And now we have fish sticks. How wonderful. If you fail to take your food out of the oven in time, it'll actually burn to a crisp. I'm pretty sure. Check me on that. I'm pretty sure. If there's a plot that's for sale, you can actually walk into it and the sign moves. I love the mechanics on this yet again. I just think when items shake in Bloxburg, it's just so much fun to mess with. Like, look at that. Whee! When I'm in build mode and if I'm on PC, you can actually press space and it'll show you a bird's eye view of the whole plot. And this makes it a lot easier to take screenshots if you want a photo of the top layout of your build. And if you don't want there to be a grid, you can actually press H on your keyboard and it'll disappear. Voila. If you go into the options settings and go to language, there are actually some troll languages like Oofish, and it makes everything in the Oof language. And there's also a baby babble, which came with the baby update. So now if you click on anything, it just goes, ooh, die. Only babies can understand this very cryptic language. If you're on PC and you press Control-Shift-X on your keyboard, it'll pop up this console, which you can type in commands like hide GUI 10, and that will hide my GUI for 10 seconds, and it gets rid of all this gross stuff on the side of my screen. So if you're trying to film a video where you do not want the GUI everywhere, like a build or maybe a movie, this is really helpful because it gets rid of all that gross stuff. And to close this panel, just type close and it'll disappear. Along with that, you can actually turn off what you call a tooltip, which I would just call GUI. I always have this off, but you probably have it on. So if you press off, it will get rid of the little E button that will pop up whenever you walk up to something. Of course, you can still interact with stuff. If you walk up to it and still press E, it'll still show up, and you can also still click on it. If you want to bulldoze your plot, you can actually just press options and you can choose what not to bulldoze. So if I wanted to keep all the pillars in my house for some reason and I bulldozed it, all those pillars would remain the same. I've never used this before, so I don't really know how it works, but that's pretty cool. Also, I'm sad. Let me boost my moods. I need to cheat my way to happiness. I wish I could cheat my way to happiness in real life. If you wish to move your mailbox and trash can, you actually can by just clicking on it, and then you can change where it is located. Sadly, you can't put it in the middle of your plot. I wish you could, but you can choose where you want it at the front. To see the exact amount of money you have, you can actually scroll your mouse over your money and it'll say the exact amount down to the penny. If you buy premium in Bloxburg, it'll actually double your data plot size. And if you don't know what plot data is, basically you can only put a certain amount of items in your plot before it maxes out and you can't place anything else. And if you have premium, that doubles, so you can place double the amount of items. I've personally never gotten 100% plot data just because I'm not that good of a builder yet. Yet is the key word. If you're messing with basic shapes, you can actually see the exact size they are by pressing the rescale button, and when you are rescaling it, it'll actually say, for example, right here it says 3.75. And so if I wanted to make another shape the exact same size, I just remember what the previous shape was, and I think it was 4.2, and voila, both of the shapes are now the exact same size down to the decimal. If you want to find a specific item but you can't remember where it is, you can press this all button right here, and then the little search icon will show up and you can type in, let's say, plants, and boom, your plant addiction is now unlimited. If you are on computer and own a private server, if you press Shift P, it'll put you into something called free cam mode, and this allows you to fly around the map, zoom in and out, and makes really good YouTube videos and movies. But if you want to go slower in free cam mode and not so quickly, if you press Shift, it'll put you in slow motion. Now let's get in a car and I'm going to show you some things around Bloxburg you might not have seen yet. There are actually a multitude of ramps around Bloxburg that you can go find yourself. Right here next to the water, there are two. There's one right here and there's one more up here on the hill, which you can also hit if you're taking the sled down the snowy slope. I believe there are more around the map, like right there. I just got some air. So if you take a little outing, you can go find some yourself. Also, oh my goodness, some of the plots have not turned back from baby language. That just got me so confused. This is specifically for the holiday season, but if you are a well-known Bloxburg player, you would know that every Christmas there is an elf hunt, and now there are missing posters for Santa's elves. During the snowy season, they release the snowmobile, and they actually put it up for sale in Mike's Motors. On this little snow pile too. That's so cool. There is a common problem that all Bloxburg players face, which is their car getting towed. But if you actually park your car where it's supposed to be in a little parking spot, then it will not disappear. The Dada gas, actually, this gas station actually works. Even though you cannot fill up your car, you can still take this gas thingamabadingy. I don't even know what this is called. A fuel hose thing? I don't know. Guys, I'm not an adult yet. I'm not supposed to know this. And if you try running away, it won't let you and you'll just be running in place. I wish there was an option to fuel your car. Maybe we could get some crazy gas prices in Bloxburg and make it a little more realistic. You can sit at Pizza Planet, Bloxy Burgers, and the club now. If you're ever out and about and eating some pizza, you can actually sit and eat it yourself. These stools used to not be usable, but now you can use them here at Bloxy Burgers and at the club. And if you're wondering where all these NPCs come from, they actually spawn right here next to the dumpsters. We're gonna watch this shirtless man disappear. Whew! He's gone. They're so quick with it too. They're like, we're gonna go get pizza and now we're gone. And that's it. You can actually drive around as a baby. So if you get your car somehow if you somehow manage to get your car inside of the hairstylist studio and press customize character, you can change yourself to a baby and you will still be inside the car, and you can troll everyone in your server by making them so confused how a baby even got a license. But if you get out of your car, you can't get back inside of it because it will tell you you're too young to do this. When you work as a lumberjack and cut down a tree, it'll actually eventually grow back, and it's really cool to watch it just appear out of the ground. Now we're just gonna sit here and wait. It's back! If you wish to leave a Bloxburg neighborhood, you can actually go to the main menu, and when you click neighborhoods, there's actually an option to leave a neighborhood, and that'll put you back into a public server. So instead of just closing Bloxburg in general and having to load up Roblox all over again, you can actually just do it through the neighborhoods button. If you report somebody's house using the mailbox, it'll actually block the house from your view and show something like this. I'll put it on screen now. I've never actually seen it for myself, but I did hear about this in the Bloxburg Discord server, so I think that's a really cool feature and honestly protects the eyes of poor Bloxburg players. I'm gonna give this lady 50 grand to be my kid. If she doesn't, I'm gonna file for bankruptcy. She's not saying anything. I think I just lost 50 grand for nothing. Oh wait, she's paying attention to me. Attention! Oh my gosh, all I've ever wanted in life is attention. Okay, I've successfully kidnapped this random girl named Ellie, and I'm gonna have her be my baby for a second. Oh, she crying. It's okay. It's okay. Mama's gonna feed you. And for the next thing you might not have known, if you take these drinks and feed them to your baby, they actually become sippy cups in this cute little sippy cup style. And when you put a baby in a car, it'll give them a little child seat, which also it's very unsafe for her to be in the front row. Bloxburg, jeez. If you're out and about shopping and you take the shopping cart, the baby will be placed in this little baby section. What is that even called? Little baby seat. And then you can do your shopping like buying a bunch of beans. I love how there's barely any beans here. It's probably because I previously went and bought them all. Or this girl's trying to restock them. There's someone actually working here. That's surprising. And another girl just appeared out of nowhere. What is with this? I've never seen this grocery store actually being used. This poor girl is probably so confused why I just kidnapped her and took her around the Bloxburg map. One more thing, if you go to the ATM next to the Styles Hair Studio, you can actually donate money to anyone in the server. So I'm gonna give $5,000 to this random person. This way I don't have to go and track them down myself, because that can be a lot of work. The last and final thing on today's list is if you go over here to the mountains and drive into this black void, it'll actually show you the neighborhoods icon, and you can choose which neighborhood you would like to join. I mean, it's a lot easier to just press main menu and go from there, but this is also pretty cool. It's like leaving Bloxburg to another Bloxburg. Anyways, guys, it's gonna be it for today's video. I think I showed you guys around 60 things you might not have known, which is quite the list, so I'm feeling a little exhausted. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If there's anything else that I might not have seen or missed, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you knew all of these things that I just showed you, you are a true Bloxburg god. Or you're lying. Either or. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see y'all later. Bye, my beautiful bubbles!